Here we go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Psychic.biz Live. I'm Aeson Knight, and with me tonight is Miss Sonia. Others may be dropping by, but that's okay. And tonight we're talking about the Black Moon, and who knows what else we'll talk about, because when me and Sonia get together, we just chitter along. So,
Yes.
Miss Sonia, how are you, honey? What's up?
I am just dandy, funkalicious, and all that stuff, Aeson. It's getting a bit chilly up here in Canada, so that's a little bit of an interesting thing. Although the time is changing, so it feels cold, but the sun is hotter on our bodies than the summer, so that's a bit strange. So
Mm-hmm.
things are shifting up here. I just came off my show, the Oracle's Point of View. That was a fun show. We talked a little bit about the debate. So that was interesting, but it's going along nicely. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of chitty about that debate. It was kind of interesting, that someone apparently has a small cold, but the microphone is messed up. Did you hear that one?
Huh? Who had a cold?
Oh, because he was sniffing and snorting all the
I didn't
whole thing
even.
every 4 minutes.
I wasn't paying enough attention.
Oh yeah, honey, believe me, that was the news article this week
Oh,
about him having a cold. Now you remember he made fun of somebody having pneumonia and
yes.
doing her job.
Mm-hmm.
Now watch, he'll get pneumonia. You
Oh
don't make fun
no.
of the sick.
Oh well. It's I as I look at the world and I think we're either running on self love or we're running on fear from ego, and on that stage you had the two parts of the self on the stage in one was love running, in a state of ego, not quite, and of course getting caught. And when he's told you don't pay any taxes, he says, well, that's the way you do business, and he doesn't realize that it doesn't make him look very good. So that's kind of unfortunate. And then standing in self-love, that energy of, okay, I'm going to stand here, I'm going to speak my truth. It's funny, a lot of people call me, I am Miss Sweetie Pie. I am as sweet as ever, but a lot of people don't like me because they figure that I'm not Miss Love and Light, right? So I understand what Hillary Clinton is going through, but I don't really care if people like me or not. And I'm glad she's in that state. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I get that all the time. Ooh, and especially from other psychics. Oh my God. You know how many times I've heard, oh my God, your aura is so dark. What are you doing? You've got so much negativity around you, and it's like, really? You want to try to play me? No, honey. You just don't need to see mine. But exactly, and it's so interesting, she's had issues in 30 years. Gee, you show me one person that hasn't had an issue in 30 years of doing a job. But
Mm-hmm.
she's got the backbone. I think this is all to get his new cable station opened up and for him to get more loans from Russia.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing, the goddess, and we're talking about the black moon tonight, which is a representation of the goddess, the strong, powerful aspect of ourselves, the unknowable part of ourselves, the deep diva self. You know what I mean? And if a man had done all the things that Hillary is accused of doing, she would have been fine. You know what I mean? Like this, to me, it's that double standard. And I hear, even in Canada, people got caught up in that sort of situation and calling her all sorts of names. And all these people, some of them I know, they hate their mothers. So,
Right.
if you have that issue, you're going to have problems with a strong, powerful woman who really doesn't care. Right?
Right. And, you're going to have that. I mean, look at Margaret Thatcher. She brought Britain back from the brink of destruction.
Yes.
She was called everything from the Iron Lady to bump, 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 bump,
Bump, bump. Yeah, yeah.
because we don't have a bleep meter. Wish we did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, people fear a strong woman, and I'm sorry, I like a strong woman. I work better under female bosses any day.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, it's the thing about Hillary Clinton, I think, is that she's not sweet and wishy-washy. She doesn't do all the long swishy hair and the boobs sticking up and the tight-fitting clothes. And Melania's dress, $2,500 dress. Apparently, people are supposedly talking about it, but the dress is so tight that you get to see the Trump figure. She chose not to dress in the typical female body. And of course, he was talking about what she looked like. She chose to not use her sexuality to get to the top. And in so doing, they're all saying they don't understand her, they don't like her, they don't know her. Well, she's trying to be a neutral individual, neither going the feminine route or the masculine route. She's trying to be in the middle, which I think is a great credit to her power, Yeah.
Exactly. And most of her outfits, if people will take some time and go review some news footage from the late 60s, mid 60s, early 60s, you'll see that most of the designs, even though not the fabrics, because the fabrics are not in style now, but most of the designs came from Jackie Onassis.
That's right. Yeah.
I think she still has the same stylist.
That's right.
I don't like her new hair, though. I liked her when she had the longer hair.
Yeah, I don't, I think it was to that framing of the face sort of thing. And it's interesting. It's the Hathors in ancient Egypt. The Hathors had the hair that went around the face like that. And they were primarily female energy. They were like 10 feet tall, very, very powerful, but very mischievous as well. And so I think that's, whether consciously or unconsciously, she ended up embodying the energy of these powerful beings, which I think is quite nice.
Yeah. Very much so. And, here's the thing, Donald Trump can't even speak to the Queen. Hillary's got her own speed dial. That's all I have to say on that one.
That's right. That's right.
But, let's kind of move into that thought of the goddess energy we're talking about, because we are talking about a dark goddess.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So we're talking about the black moon. So I understand the dark moon. So educate me, my darling.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, hold still a second. I gotta. I'm gonna have to mute you for a second. Okay. The black moon is actually when you have two full and two new moons in the same month. We often 4 times a year, normally about 4 times a year, we'll sometimes get the blue moons. And that's when you have 2 full moons in a year. Now, normally the new moon talks about new beginnings, starting out new, being fresh. If you want to start a business, you want to do it on a new moon. If you want to start a project, you need to do it on a new moon, because you want that nice, fresh energy there. However, with the black moon, it's now coming earlier than this calendar month, because our moon cycles and our calendars are no longer linked, since some Roman decided to play with it. So this is just going to magnify it. It's going to be more powerful. It is said in legend that if you do any wishing or any check writing on a black moon, that it's going to be 10-fold stronger. So, Sonia, what do you think about?
Well, when is the black moon?
It'll be on September 30th.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to be writing some checks. I'm going to be doing some. I love the idea of, I mean, understanding the dark moon and having this double strength with the turning into the black moon, I think is quite wonderful and very powerful. I do a lot of work in the cycle of that new moon, dark moon, when the moon goes completely neutral and black, because in that place is the womb. Within that state is the womb. It's the unknowable. It's that place where we where it's like burying the seed in the soil, like covering it up in the soil. It actually sits in that warm, cozy, dark place before it starts to germinate. So I love the concept of the black moon in that, you know, whatever you choose to do, whatever decisions you make, whatever wishes you have, will germinate in that dark place and grow into great strength. I love that.
And, you know, if you've been having trouble, okay, give me a minute.
Yeah.
There we go. So if you've been having trouble, i.e. with the boyfriend or with the job or with the boss, now is a good time, because we're in this dark stage of working out and getting rid of things. And then on the 30th, it'll be a new beginning, new start. So if you've been trying to attract something, you'll want to wait to 11:03 a.m. Eastern Standard for it to come into full effect. And then do it then, and write out what you want to happen, and it will happen. Now, if you are UK or Australia, it will be the opposite. It'll be on October the 1st at 11:03. You guys are a day ahead of this moon transfer. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be writing out all my little problems, all my little issues on the 29th and burning them on the 30th. What about you, Sonia?
Okay, so yeah, you know, I don't have, I kind of move through time like a bull moving through the china shop, just lumbering along. I follow life as it comes. But if there are little challenges, I do have one that I need to get a handle on. So I will do that. You know, 11:01 on the 30th, I can do that very well. I have a lot of people who've come to me wanting to release old relationships, wanting to release old energy. And that's a really brilliant way of it's like emptying out your baggage before you step into the new. You know, you have to empty out the space. So maybe the day before, start, you know, or even now up to that time, start emptying out, clearing out. You're in a bad relationship or you're hanging on to the old love, write a letter and get rid of it. Clear it out of yourself. And then once that's done, start thinking about what you want, right? Think about what you want, and then you write your list and say, okay, I've been emptied out, because if a pot is full of whatever's in it, you can't put anything more in it. So empty it out and then start filling it up again with all the good stuff you want. Earlier in the previous show, I had a woman who, she came in for the reading, and in the reading it said that she was something she'd been waiting for a long time is coming in. And it's very interesting because, so I asked her, I was guided to ask her, so what are you going to do with it when it shows up? And the first thing she said was, well, I have a list of charities. Okay, so that's the other part about creating your abundance, is that, or creating whatever you want, is that when it comes to, you must keep it for you. I know the whole idea about charity and giving and all this stuff, but if the universe has chosen you to give that gift to you and you give it away, your inner child will be very grumpy. it will be totally grumpy. And when it's grumpy, it'll block any good stuff coming after that. So it's a really nice idea to focus on what are you going to do with this when it comes? Are you going to give it to you, or are you going to give it away? Because I don't know when the next black moon is, so let's see if we can be a little bit more proactive. And once you've got it and you've got that wonderful energy and that peace of mind, then you can use your skills, the gifts that you've learned from this waiting period to help others. Yeah?
Very much so. Very much so. I'm still echoing. But yeah, you can use it to help others after you take care of yourself. They're kind of chatting in the room, and I'll just kind of repeat this. If you've got an issue, write it out between now and the 29th. Sit down, write it out. Then when the black moon comes into full effect, burn it. Burn it out. Be done with it. Gone. And, Pug Mom, I said, just a reminder, that spare room that you store everything in. Yeah, when we say clean it out, we mean physically clean out what you don't need. Get rid of what you're not using, because items hold energy. Even though you've released the energy, if you're still holding on to that diamond ring the ex-boyfriend got you, guess what? His energy is still around you. Even though they say diamonds don't hold energy, baloney, they do. Look at the blood diamonds. You track those blood diamonds, and I'll bet you find out that every blood diamond that was put in an engagement ring, the marriage was probably a divorce, if it made it to the altar. That's just my thought and theory. But, also something really cool to do is mop your floors. Take and mop your floors on that day, throw some cinnamon and basil in the water, and use that. Mop it from your back door to your front door and throw it out your front door so you'll have money coming in. I got a conjuring friend down in New Orleans. She does it every new moon. Now think about it on black moon. That's just going to be double the fun. Oh, what's your thoughts on that, Sonia? Because you've got some Dominican in you.
Oh yeah, yeah. The mopping the floor is a very, very brilliant approach. Also smudging. We're in fall now, so we're gonna start locking up all the doors and the windows for winter. So it's a good time to get that smudge wand, that white sage. Start in the basement, opening up all the windows and doors, and smudge your way all the way to the top. You never start at the top going to the bottom. You start at the bottom and smudge that with that smoke from every single room. Open the cupboards, clean out, clear out, and use your intention. Because, a lot of people say, well, I'm just doing this and the universe will. No, the universe is your servant. So you need to decide what you want so that the universe can help you can give it to you. So it's like the universe is your Jeeves. You just get your little Jeeves, get me such and such. And it says, yes, okay. And it runs off and it gets it and it brings it back. If you're not sure, or if you're scattered about it, it's going to bring you a whole bunch of balls that'll bounce all over the floor, and you wonder why things are not working. So be as specific and as clear as possible. It's an important thing. The other thing about being specific is that, if you can't be clear, if you're not clear about something that you want, my suggestion is to put it aside, write it down, put it aside, and focus on the things that you're absolutely clear about, because those will start the ball rolling, like the snowball starting as a tiny little pebble, and it grows into this big snowball. So that all you need to do is to start that first thing, the first tangible thing that you can actually grasp, focus on that, build it, put it down on paper, send it up to the universe, and you'll be amazed. After that, you start to get clarity about the things that you're not sure about.
Exactly. And we got a question, so I'm going to throw it out, and we'll both read on this one. It's from Emily. And Emily says she says, Aeson, I've decided to take this cleaning a step farther and start my own business. Will it be successful? I'm gonna let you take the first shot at this.
Uh, okay, Emily. Uh, actually, your business has, oh yum, oh yum, yum, yum. I got goosebumps today. Ooh, okay, hang on a second. I'm just having a hallelujah moment here. Ooh, your business will be successful. It's actually gonna blow up. It's gonna grow really quickly. What you need to do though is to work on your unconscious fear of failure and success. You've got both things running at the same time. What if I fail? What if it doesn't work? And then the success is, oh my goodness, if I'm successful, what are they? People are going to want this, this, and this from me. So work on those two things so that it doesn't actually end up becoming potholes in your dreams, tripping you all the way through. But you will be very successful. You're going to have a few people come in wanting to help you out or support you. Question them. You don't forget you're the boss, so sit down and ask them questions about, you know, their commitment. Check their backgrounds. Make sure that you're really clear about what they're going to bring to your business so that you can have an amazing business with an incredible team.
Okay. There we go. Okay, so my look at it. I think it will start out being very successful with the Page of Pentacles showing up. It looks really good. However, as she said, you have to watch your confidence level. You need to be very, very happy on, you know, you don't be doing this, oh, you know, I didn't get that contract or I didn't get this contract and be beating yourself up. You're a businesswoman now. No more whining about stuff. You've got to stay focused on it. I feel like this will end the cycle for you with the world showing up here, and it'll start a new cycle, which is something very good for you. Okay, moving on, we have the Four of Cups, which means help's on the way. You've got to watch your emotional ties to people because you're very sweet and very soft-hearted. Don't be letting them just pour crap over you. Take it and run with it. Now, this card is the Five of Pentacles. It talks about lack. I feel like the lack here is going to be the lack of time because you're busy. However, what you've got to do is stay focused on that and allow that to work its way through it because you do have the gumption to do it. You just got to have the fortitude. Okay, and the final card, your outcome is the Seven of Wands. Now look at him. He's sitting there polishing up all his wands. Look at everything he's amounted there. There's a lot of knowledge and a lot of everything pulling itself together. Okay, Miss Sonia, we have another one, and it's from Jules. And she says, why does my ex bring up so much fear in her? Like he can somehow control her even though they are divorced. Again, I'm going to let you take the shot while I reset.
Yes. Okay. Well, Jules, what I'm going to suggest to you is every time you have that fear, I'd like you to focus back into your childhood to find the root of that fear, because that fear has a memory. When you go back to your childhood, you were quite little. Oh, wow, even 2.5 years old. They are showing me that something occurred, which there seemed to have been yelling or something like that. There's an intense energy, you know, almost like a bulldog kind of energy around you. You look really tiny. Everything around you looked huge around you. And that caused you to become afraid. And that's how you built the template for your relationship. So that your ex is literally forcing you to shift that old unconscious story. If you can do that, you'll be free. Actually, I don't say if, you will do that, because we're hanging out in the shows each week. That's the purpose, baby cakes. Now I'm calling you baby cakes, that Mr. Aeson is, but yeah, you know, it's the past that is actually repeating itself in your life where your ex is concerned. What you need to do is to say, I am no longer living the truth of my childhood. I choose my path. So choose a mantra like that. Aeson?
Okay, let's swap over here. All right, honey, I pulled some cards on here, and it starts out with the way the relationship broke up. I don't know if it didn't break up nice or however it was. It doesn't look to see like it was very pleasant. I do find that with the Ace of Pentacles here, there's something tied to money. And I feel like you've got a lot of fear there with your money and your finances and self-worth. You need to work on that. He looked to have been a problem because he was a tyrant. King of Swords is a tyrant. He's a shostler. He's installed fear into you even more than what Sonia talked about. That's why he still has a lot of fear there with you. It's kind of like, and it's not that you have to release it. What you have to see is it's unfounded. And that may mean you have to track things down. You have to, prove to the logical right side of your brain that he has no power anymore. I do feel like you were very dedicated to him. You wanted to have everything right. I feel like you tried your best with him. You even took on things you could not handle with the Nine of Wands picking up here. Moving forward, we have the Sun card. The Sun card is new birth, new life, new you. You still haven't reinvented yourself from that divorce. You're still living in that world. You need to redesign yourself. Get out and do stuff. Forget his name. Forget who he was. Slowly, in your mind's eye, I would every day see an eraser going over top of it and just erasing him. Any memories you have of him, just slowly allow that eraser just to run over like on a piece of paper and erase him out. This will bring actually something new into your life. I'd say it's probably a new person, being that it's the Knight of Cups, and it causes you to cross emotional barriers that you've not been ready for. I do feel like it'll be a good thing for you. It'll actually be really happy. And it brings you into a lot more of control. It brings you into seeing what's ahead of you and actually feeling like you have things to do. Also, I feel like you've been putting off decisions for about 3 months. You just need to make them. I don't care. Lock yourself in a room and make them. And, the tarot repeats itself by reminding you that he has no control. It's all an illusion. Okay, that's the Moon card. I love these new cards. All right, so those are the 2 questions. If anybody else has any others, we'd be happy to answer them. But let's hop back to some things you can also do with this new Black Moon energy, Sonia. What's your thoughts on the washing your front door down with vinegar to get rid of any negativity, and maybe placing one of those nice little cinnamon brooms up there to be gathering some wealth for you?
I don't. Oh, cinnamon broom is a nice thing. Washing the door is even better too. Piece of pyrite maybe by the door. Pyrite is that stone that looks like gold. Yeah, I'm trying to think what my grandmother used to do. She used to do all sorts of interesting things to bring in abundance. There's something about using the flour, like the wheat field, bringing that energy of the wheat in. The Chinese, I have a Chinese young man here. They make moon cakes. So he was telling me how they make the flour cake with meat in it, and it represents prosperity. So it represents the moon. So that's rather interesting. And he says a family gets together and they sit down and they talk with each other and they eat. So that's like a drawing in of abundance, I think. Bringing the people that you love into your world, and I guess 11:01 is around brunch time. So you can bring your family together, have brunch, get that nice feeling inside of yourself, feeling that you belong, feeling that life is good. If you're feeling depressed or down, maybe find a way to become part of something, even if it's for that 1 hour, just so that you feel a part of everything. You're just feeling that energy. You're feeling connected to spirit. You're feeling that love energy, which is also part of creating abundance, creating good relationships in your life.
Exactly. Creating good relationships. That should be a good focus for people too. You know, we think of abundance because we have bills to pay and that's in our head. But what about those connections? You know, who's new in your life? You know, new moon's time to bring in some new honey. It's time to bring in some new life. It's time to bring in some new things. I like the idea of going and doing something of service too on a new moon, whether it's walking the dogs at the shelter, helping a lady load her groceries into a car, taking that step of service to aid somebody, because then that allows that energy to flow all 28 more days into your life of helping others to help yourself. Because, sorry, volunteer work is greedy work. You don't, yeah, you help someone else, but you get 3 times as much out of it. Now, Miss Sonia has been doing some volunteer work. How's your meditation class go on?
Wow. Well, that's been really pretty awesome. Like I said, I think I said the last time, I went to the local Shepherd Center here that seniors in this Brockville is like a seniors town. People come here to retire. And then the Shepherd Center is set up so that, seniors can have activities, whether it be pickleball, which I never heard of. It's very interesting, pickleball or meditation or yoga and such. So I went in and I said, I'd like to volunteer to teach meditation to seniors. I figure, you can't sleep, meditation works really well. So I went in with the intention that I would have maybe 10 people sign up. I ended up with 47. Now, you could have knocked me over with a feather. It caused such a kerfluffle that, people are calling me, well, we can't do this way, we can't do that. And I'm like, it's quite all right. I'm the only one who had a problem, the meditation teacher. But it's been so wonderful. They come in. One of the ladies asked me about her aching elbow, and I said, if you put your hand over that part that hurts and imagine energy going into it, then it would work. It would help you feel better. It helped ease the pain. And she was so cute. Oh, my hand. So I had to go and put my thumb in the middle of her palm so she knew what it felt like. Oh, that's so great. So after that, 36 people who showed up for that one class had their hands up. Me next, me. It was so cute. Oh my goodness. It was just wonderful. So I didn't make it through to everybody. I said, well, I'll get to you next time. Would you believe they remembered? So they're all lined up. Me next. That was so adorable. So yeah, to me, we can give money if we want, but I think charity is about giving from your heart, connecting energetically with people. And it's funny, doing that energetic thing, someone I saw in an article or something just now that scientists have just proven that people's energies touch each other. Go figure, something we've known forever. So, just connect with people, go amongst the people in your charity. Instead of giving money, give of yourself, because the love that washes over you, wow, that's abundance. That's wealth in my books. Yeah.
Yeah, that's abundance. That's wealth. That's so cool that you've got so many seniors, because we don't think of seniors being that. I'm used to seeing teenagers have to go, can I see your ID, please? Because here we can only deal with them if they're over the age of 18. So it's like, I need to see your ID. You look like you're 4. Show me your ID. You're gotten older. But it's so cool that you've got seniors doing that, and you're planning a workshop here soon about your book. Talk to us about that. Catch us up on all that.
Yes. I wrote The Power of Money. How you see money is how you see yourself. That book I wrote, it's in its 3rd print. And I've been doing this workshop. Hello, kitty cat. I've been doing this workshop for the past 20 years, talking to people, helping them understand their relationship with money. As I told that lady, that I spoke with earlier, the reason why we don't have a lot of abundance a lot of times is because we tend to give it away. And like attracts like. So if the universe brings you your abundance and you give it to the person next to you, the next time it shows up, it's going to bypass you and go to them, because it's the money is attracting more money. And if you don't have it, it can't come to you. It'll go to the person that eventually will start going to where the money ended up in the end. So things like that. In the workshop as well, I help people to work on their own unconscious story about why they block themselves from having the abundance in their lives. And as I was saying earlier, in the reading that we just did, you have to look at your fear of success and your fear of failure. Which one is it? And money is associated with the father energy. So your relationship with your father defines your relationship with money. It defines how well you create money or draw it in. So, that's a bit of a nutshell. And the workshops usually end up being a little bit more than just me talking. There's conversation, people ask questions, and I help them work through their own specific stories. So it's a fun experience. It's the 20th of October in Brockville. I'm working on doing one for the internet, like an online class. So if I can get that one recorded, videotaped and recorded, I might put that on the internet, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not as techie as I would like to think I am. So it's taking a little bit of a time to get there. But yeah, that's going to be a pretty awesome workshop, I feel.
Cool. And we'll both be open Ottawa. We're going to the Body Soul Expo in Ottawa, Canada on the 14th. Shake your head yes or no. All right, on the 14th. So we'll be there. Okay. So Joe asked about writing a check to yourself and putting payable by the universe, or God or whatever, for whatever amount you want. This is my thoughts. This is how I do it. I take a check. And no, I won't get one because all mine are active. I don't have any of the universe checks. I use a real check for my checking account. And I write my name in the payable section. If my, Aeson Knight. And then over in the other section, I wrote full. Full. Where it says underneath, I'll write, I will have full abundance of all money. 004/100 underneath and a line out. Just like I would normally write a check. When it says at the bottom, it says, where you would normally sign, you're going to sign the universe, the God, Goddess, Jesus, Muhammad, the Morgan, doesn't matter. You take that, you take a little bit of cinnamon, either cinnamon oil or cinnamon itself, sprinkle that check with it, fold it up, stick it in your purse. When you put it in your purse, put a little packet of salt with it, because salt always brings abundance to you. And you hold it there until the next new moon. And then you burn it. And you start over. If you got money drawing oil, excellent. Cinnamon basil will do it. Let me think what else. Patchouli is another great one. All those, but you've got to have that will to go and do it. You can't be going, well, I only need $500. The universe. Here's an example. I just went through this example. Those that listen to Conversations with Aeson will know the story. Drink your coffee and smile. It'll be okay. All right. I've 3 or 4 years ago bought me a car that wasn't a good car. It was a 2003 Buick LeSabre. I loved Buicks. It was fully loaded. It had everything I needed. I was very happy with it. Okay. And I kept working to travel more, to be on the road more. Of course, I have having to put money into the car, new tires, new brakes, new rotors, oil change, get a fender fix, get a light fix this bulb, fix that. You know how it is with 13-year-old cars. So about 3 months ago, when I was working to get the money to fix the car, companies started calling me. And I mean calling, boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, every day. almost to the point till I told my assistant, ask them when they want to book an appointment to come and refinance the car, or notice or go to their local car lot and choose a vehicle that I would like to maybe trade it in on. And they sent mailings, and I kept going, no, I can't get another car for at least a year. It's going to be at least a year till I have this one paid off. I can't afford to go and get another car. Totally got fed up. Now, when Aeson gets fed up, the roof rises, the energy turns cold, and it's like, that's it. So I decided, fine, I'll play your little game. I'll be there at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Have your salesperson ready. Knowing that I'm an independent business owner, I don't use credit. I didn't have a credit card until like 3 months ago. I've always paid in cash or by check. Just me. I like that. It works simple. I don't owe anybody anything. It drives me crazy when I owe somebody a cup of coffee. So I'll go in there and I tell him, you're not going to be able to approve me for a loan. I know this. But we're going to go ahead and do this so this company will leave me alone and you'll get your commission check. Okay. I'm sitting there about an hour. He's like, you got your taxes with you? I'm like, yep. Here you go. Dump another hour. Well, we've got a car we'd like you to look at. I don't want a car. I want an SUV. Well, why don't you just take a look at the SUV? All right, fine. I'll take a look at this car that you're saying is an SUV, but it's a car. I walk out. It's a little car that's an SUV. It's like they took an SUV, threw it in the dryer, and pulled it back out. It's a Kia Soul. I'm like, all right, I don't think this will work. You know, my assistant is tall. He's 6'2", 6'4", somewhere in there. All body, no legs, all body. So I was like, I have to take it to the office and make sure my assistant will fit it in, and then I'll be back. While I'm gone, make sure you can do this for this amount of payment. Otherwise, I'm not doing the loan. Okay. I come. Michael gets in. He loves it. It has all these cool things. You know, he no longer has to scream over this adapter thing that I had for the car, so my phone would be hands-free, all that. I tell back. I say, all right, it's a deal. Let's do some paperwork. Well, you know, we weren't. I was like, nope, I ain't doing it unless you have it for this amount. Took them another 3 hours, and they got it for the amount. And now I have a new car with no upkeep for 6 years. I don't have to do oil changes. The only thing I have to do is put gas in it and drive to my event. So, you know, sometimes we have to be, you know, we have to allow the universe, and this is why I say don't put a specific amount on it, to provide that or better. What's your thoughts, Miss Sonia, on the that or better concept instead of going, I need $561.22?
Yes. When you were talking about the check, Jim Carrey, the comedian, wrote himself a check from himself for $1 million, and he put it in his wallet. At the time that he did it, he had just started as an actor, and I believe he put a date on it. And on that date, he received his first payment for his first movie. And it was, I don't know how many $1 million, but he was able to cash the check. So it's very interesting. It's funny because when we write that list or we write that check, you have to look in and see if you have fear attached to it or if you have excitement. Because if you have fear attached to the thing you want, the fear is going to override the good stuff coming in. So it's a really important thing. You know, like for you, Aeson, you knew what you wanted. There was no fear. That was it. You were specific. You said to the universe, this is what I want. Or you said to the guys at the car dealership, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. And this is how it is. You may go back and forth 1,000,000 times, but this is my desire. And I always say that. I have actually a meditation that I guide people through creating their abundance. And part of the mantra as you're meditating is, this is my desire. You visualize what you want. You see it as clear as you can see it. And you keep focusing on it until you feel it in your body. And then you say, this is my desire. This is what I want. And when you're able to do that, the emotion, what you feel inside, It's like a link to the universe, that thread, and it's actually, you know what, it looks like a tornado coming from the top to connect, because that's pretty much what it does. It connects, and when it connects, it's like touchdown. And they say, yes, it's yours. This is my desire. The universe says, yes, you're right. This is my desire. The universe says, yes, you're right. And when it does that, it always brings it in. So it's a pretty cool thing.
What I thought was interesting was I was like, this ain't happening. I have no emotional attachment to this at all. It's like when I got the credit card, I'm like, this will be a turn down. I'll go ahead, fill out your little paper so you can get the points. Because I got it at a store where they were trying to push the cashiers to get their things. And it was just like, here, honey, I know my credit score. It's below, but I want you to get your points. Walked out with the card in my hand. Done the same thing with the car. I had no emotional involvement in it. It was like, whatever. And, it makes so sense that you're like, the universe is your Jeeves, and it's just like ring-a-ding-a-ding. Come to think of it, the trip to Canada, that's the same energy I had. It was like, I'll go. Get me a plane ticket.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's what I mean. It's like when we make that positive statement to say, this is it, I will have a car. And I mean, I did the same thing as you for many years, not having a credit card because I just didn't want to rack up bills. And over the time, I chose not to do it. And then I went into the bank one day to deposit my payments. And the girl said, you're approved for a credit card. I am? She said, yeah, you can have a credit card. So I said, oh, okay. And then I got a credit card. And so then actually, I said no to the girl, and my friend was with me. She said, you're going to need that card. You better go back and get it. I said, oh, no, that's okay. I don't need it. Sure enough, I had to go. I can't remember where I had to go on business, and I needed a credit card to pay for the airline because I was doing it online. I couldn't send a payment. And so I went back to the bank. I said, all right, I'll take the credit card. If you pay, I mean, it was hard for you to get me to take that card, but okay, I'll take it. And sure enough, I didn't think about it, didn't expect it. And sure, there it was, but I needed the means to be able to go and do what I needed to do. That was my desire. And the card was the thing that got me there. So, we are the magicians today. We are the ones who are creating magic in our lives. And I think if we start becoming the decision maker, I decide this is what my life will be. I decide this is the path I will take. If we can do that, then the universe says, yes, you're right. And it helps us a lot, not necessarily in the way we want, because you got an itsy bitsy little car that went through the dryer and came out, but it's perfect for you. See, they know what is perfect for us. And we keep trying to, I saw a cartoon with a guy going through the desert, and he keeps being guided towards the oasis, but he keeps trying to create stuff to get himself water because he's thirsty, and he passes out, and the oasis was just over the hill, but he managed to squeeze a drop of water out of the desert instead of following the signs to get to where he needs to go, right? So we like to be sitting in the back seat of that car, that stretch limousine, telling the driver how to drive and where to go instead of just sitting back drinking our champagne.
Exactly. And I've been doing this for years. I've done it. I should have known, okay, fine, I'll just give in. I think that's half the problem, is learning to surrender the worry, the fear, the how am I going to pay for this, I can't do, the word I can't. I hate those words. Yeah, I got, and I really work really hard at never ever using them. Okay, Chrissy, we'll get your question in just a second. So I've got to work on that. Getting over that I can't and just going, okay, sure, whatever. Even when I know it's going to blow up, it's like, whatever. All right, Chrissy's question is, I want to know if there's any messages from Spirit for me because I auto write and I can't understand most of it. I'm learning, so I need a little help. All right, so here's my energy on that. You need a different pen. I think you need more of a stylus or a very thin inked pen. It'll make the letters easier to understand. And you tell them to write in your language because I keep feeling like they're writing in another language, i.e. writing in French, writing in Latin, and you need to tell them, knock it off. I only speak English. I only read English. Write it in English. That's how I would deal with the auto writing. Also, I feel like you've not been sleeping much lately. You need to work on that. You are in control of that. Miss Sonia?
Yes, I pulled 3 cards, which is interesting. I don't know, does she have a grandfather that's passed on? Is he gone? Father's father, seems like. Did she say yes?
Waiting for a yes or no.
Okay. Well, the first card I pulled, this is a Rider-Waite deck, is that there's a lot of stuff going on in her head. There's so much noise. There's, the sound of the, there's so much noise. It's like static. That's the word. Thank you. There's a lot of static, which means that the information coming in is not as clear for her. That's why the automatic writing seems to not be clear. The other challenge is that she's working against, how you think when something is coming through, you in your own head think it's supposed to be a certain way when it's actually trying to go down a different way. So you're writing and you're already starting to dictate for yourself, and the guides are starting to do that too. So it ends up coming up like gobbledygook. So that's the thing. The 10 of Pentacles, the reason why I asked about the grandfather is that he's trying to guide you towards money, and if you can, yeah, he's nodding. Oh boy. I'm sorry, I just got a goosebump flash here. He's nodding. So if you close your eyes and say granddad or grandpa, or whichever way you call him, okay, I'm ready. And just hold the pen and you'll feel energy run down your arms to the pen. And when that happens, allow your hand to move. Don't try and dictate. Don't try and move it yourself. It's like putting your hand on that Ouija board thing to get it to move. Same thing. Just let the energy move. And he's got a very important message for you.
Okay, so what this week on the Psychic Coffee Shop, we're going to do another Psychic Roundtable for all our listeners. The Psychic Roundtable is when me and my co-hosts just take readings. We'll do hot topics because I know you guys love hot topics, and we've got some juicy ones. So we're going to do that, and then we'll go into taking your calls all show instead of having a guest or something. I am booking some authors this month. Some new books are, one is called Just Two Choices. Another one is called The Not So Big Book of Surprises. I'm really liking both of those. So I'll be reviewing those and we'll have the authors on. And let me see what else is going on. And then conversation with Aeson, of course, that's where you're the co-host. So you guys need to come and be part of the show and chitter chat with me. And yeah, I'll answer questions, but I'd love to get you guys' point of view because, some of our listeners, Sonia, is really enlightened. It's just amazing to me with some of the things they come up with. Pug Mom, oh my goodness, I love having her come in because she always brings in that evolution and energy shifting information. And I'm not, even though I can understand the theory, it doesn't fit into my map just yet. I understand the energy waves and I can sit there and look at them. What's your thoughts on that and how maybe this new moon, this new dark moon will be affecting them?
Yes, well, Aeson, you do have that connection. I know you keep telling me that, well, I don't know if I'm, but you have that connection. You're just, and again, I see as much as you've had this information or this knowledge since you were really little, something scared the what out of you when you were about 4 or 5. And that's why you're choosing not to step so deeply into that energy. So that's it. Yes, the Black Moon with this female president going forth, this is the energy of the return of the goddess. So the energy of the return of the feminine self within everyone, not just for women, but it's within men. That intuitive, that dark, that yummy, that delicious, the womb, the creativity, the spark, the light, the joy, the nurturer. That is what is coming back to us. And with this dark moon, I wouldn't be surprised if people walking down the street finding themselves tripping over something that isn't there, walking along, and all of a sudden the pavement meat comes up and they trip over it, and then they look back and the pavement is what happened? So I'm gonna expect a bunch of people to be tripping because they're literally tripping through this new energy, through this doorway into this wonderful place where we can actually get rid of war because we don't want it. We can get rid of all the negative stuff that are part of our psyche right now. So it's I'm looking forward to this new energy. Yeah.
Me too. And I've already noticed spirit activity. Yeah, I said spirit activity. No, I'm not talking to them, but I see them there starting to pick up. My whole thing with, I am not a medium. Well, give me a couple more months. I might be a medium somewhere, but right now I'm not. And then I'll have to think of a new line. Is that I can't call Aunt June up and go, can I have the pizza recipe? She wants the pizza recipe. And, your child went and hid your cookbook underneath their bed. Can you give me the pizza recipe? That's why I say I don't do mediumship readings, because I can't call to answer those questions. Sometimes I get medium information, but it's not direct connect. But yeah, Chrissy was saying, no, thank you. You guys guided me through so much already. Yeah, but you just had an experience. I'd love to hear about it on Conversations with Aeson. But no, anytime there's a big thing going on and we got planets assisting this and there's another energy going on there, yeah, spirit activity is going to pick up. Technology is going to have a problem because it can't adapt to it, because guess what? Computers, cell phones, anything with those lovely little chips, they're made out of quartz. So when your computer ain't behaving, yeah, you yell and scream at it. Guess what? You're just filling it up with more negativity. Start filling it up with good things. I start cleaning my desk off and putting things in order, and the computer fixes itself. Well, my dear, I do believe we're out of time, so I'm going to say goodnight, and I'm going to flip over so you can say goodnight.
Good night, everyone. Have a fantastic week. Enjoy this shift. It's going to be delicious. So open yourself. You know what? Get a whole bunch of strawberries, get a big bucket of whipped cream, and sit down and or have a big pile of chocolates, whatever, because of course it's Halloween, isn't it? No, that's not Halloween, it's October, right? Okay, so there you go. Pretend I didn't say that, but just get yourself into some deliciousness here. This is it. Just how's that? Until next time, sweetie.